Another example, y equals sin x plus cosine x over sin x minus cosine x. Find dy by dx at x equals 5 pi over 12. Now, this is a quotient, so dy by dx equals find derivative of the numerator times the denominator minus derivative of the denominator times the numerator. Then down we have square of the denominator. So start by the derivative of the numerator. Derivative of sine is cosine, and plus derivative of cosine is minus sine times the denominator, so times sine x minus cosine x, and minus, take derivative of the denominator, or derivative of sine x is cosine x, and derivative of cosine is negative sine, so negative times negative to be positive, so plus sine x, and times the numerator, or times sine x plus cosine x. Down we have sine x minus cosine x, this squared. Now simplify. Cosine times sine to be sine x times cosine x, start by the sine, and first times second to be cosine times cosine to be negative cosine squared. Now the second times the first, so negative sine times sine to be negative sine squared x, then the second times the third to be negative sine times negative cosine to be positive sine x cosine x, and minus, we have bracket, open a bracket. Here we have a perfect square because we have cosine x plus sine x times sine x plus cosine x. This is a perfect square, so take square of the first, so cosine x squared, and square of the second, so plus sine squared x, take the sine for the middle term, or plus 2 times sine x cosine x, so 2 sine x cosine x. Now simplify the denominator. This is also a perfect square, so square of the first is sine squared x, and square of the second is positive cosine squared x, and he takes the sign for the middle term, so negative 2 times sine x times cosine x, so negative 2 sine x cosine x. Now simplify this. Here we have sine x cosine x plus sine x cosine x to be 2 sine x cosine x, and here we have negative 2 sine x cosine x, they cancel each other, so this cancel this and this. Also here we have negative cosine squared x and minus sine squared x, so we can take out negative sign as a common factor, so here we have sine squared x plus negative outside of sine squared x plus cosine squared x. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1, so here we have negative 1, and also here we have sine squared plus cosine squared to be 1, and outside we have a negative sign, so negative 1, and negative 1 to be negative 2, so up it's simply negative 2, and down we have sine squared plus cosine squared to be 1 minus 2 sine x cosine x. Recall the trigonometric identity of double angle. Sine 2x equals 2 sine x cosine x, so we can change this into sine 2x, sine the double of this angle, or sine 2x, so 1 minus sine 2x. So simply this is dy by dx. Dy by dx at x equals 5 pi over 12. What's 5 pi over 12? 5 pi over 12 means 5 times 180 over 12. Simplify to get 75 degrees. So 5 pi over 12 is 75 degrees. Substitute 75 for x. So we have negative 2 over 1 minus sine 75 times 2 to be 150. So 1 minus sine 150. Remember, sine 150 as sine 180 minus 30 to be positive sine 30. So sine 150 is positive sine 30 or 1 over 2. So this equals negative 2 over 1 minus 1 over 2, or so finally this equals negative 4.